Trump's Greenland bid. Why it's back in 2025. Hey everyone. Welcome to the VFT channel, VFT's World Watch, unfolding breaking news of 2025 series. Today, we're diving into something pretty interesting: why President Donald Trump wanted to buy Greenland from Denmark. You might remember that back in 2019, he proposed buying the island from Denmark, but that idea was firmly rejected. Now, in 2025, he's bringing it up again, and things are getting interesting. Let's break it down. History of Greenland. So, first things first, let's talk about Greenland itself. Now, Greenland is not just an icy block of land up in the north, like most people might think. It's actually the world's largest island, and while it's part of Denmark, it has its own government and a pretty high degree of independence. It's kind of like a self-governing territory under the Kingdom of Denmark. Greenland makes a lot of its own decisions, but Denmark handles its foreign policy and defense. Now, Greenland has always been strategically important to the US because of its location. And this interest goes way back. Strategic military importance. Back during the Cold War, the US built an airbase in Greenland called Thule Air Base. It was part of a network of military installations designed to keep an eye on the Soviet Union. The reason? Greenland sits in a really crucial spot. If missiles were ever to fly over, Greenland would be right in their path. So, controlling or having a close relationship with Greenland meant keeping an eye on potential threats from both Europe and the Arctic. Fast forward to today, and this geographic advantage hasn't changed. Greenland is still important for monitoring the Arctic region. But here's the catch: while Denmark technically oversees Greenland, they're not in a position to fully protect it. So, this has led to some concerns, especially with Russia and China making moves in the Arctic. The US has stepped up its interest in the region, not just for defense purposes but also to maintain control over this key area. Economic importance. Now, let's talk about why Greenland is also important economically. This part might surprise you. Greenland is rich in natural resources, like rare earth elements, oil, and gas. Rare earth metals are especially important for technology, think smartphones, electric cars, and renewable energy systems. China has been eyeing Greenland's resources for years. The US is pretty wary of China's growing influence in the Arctic, especially when it comes to mining rights. So, one of the reasons Trump expressed interest in Greenland was to make sure that China didn't gain too much control over these valuable resources. The US doesn't want China running the show when it comes to the raw materials that are critical for global tech industries. Geopolitical importance. But it's not just about the resources. Greenland's location is becoming more important as climate change opens up new shipping routes in the Arctic. These passages could dramatically shorten the travel time for ships between Europe and Asia. This means Greenland could play a huge role in global trade in the coming decades. By controlling Greenland, or at least strengthening its ties with it, the US could have a front-row seat to what happens in these new Arctic trade routes. And this would give them a lot of geopolitical leverage. Conclusion. So, to wrap it all up, why did Trump want to buy Greenland? Well, it's all about the location, the resources, and the growing importance of the Arctic. Greenland is strategically placed, it has valuable natural resources, and its location could become even more critical in the future as shipping routes in the Arctic open up. And remember, this isn't a new idea. The US has had an interest in Greenland for decades. With Russia and China making moves in the Arctic, the US wants to make sure it has a strong influence in the region. What do you think? Do you think the US should have taken control of Greenland? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into global topics. See you in the next video.